Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing questions concerning this or any of our watches. Today, we're discussing one of the most exciting sports watches ever built. As you see it here, a 2015 launch made in 300 pieces. It is the Jaeger-Lecoultre Master Compressor Extreme Lab 2. Now, the original version of this watch was teased in 2010, didn't hit the market until 2014. That year, a red accented variant with ceramic bezel and titanium case was launched alongside a rose gold model with a chocolate ceramic bezel. Well, this one with blue accents arrived 1 year later. It is a 300-piece limited edition with black ceramic and what they call Taiwan 15, which is a type of grade 5 titanium that is 15% more scratch resistant than conventional grade 5. The watch is big, but it is light, 46.8 millimeters in diameter. I measure it 15.6 millimeters thick right at the center. From lug tip to lug tip, 53.5 millimeters. We'll throw it on my wrist. You can see the watch is extremely comfortable, though it is big. All the same, the further my arm gets from the camera, the more this looks like it's actually going to fit just fine. It's a big watch, and it's a bold look, and certainly not for the bashful man. It's anything but a dress watch, and no, it won't fit under a tight dress cuff, but this actually works just fine. On a 16-centimeter wrist, this will fit, and it will sit comfortably because it's made out of a lot of lightweight materials: titanium, ceramic, sapphire, and rubber. The watch is incredibly comfortable. I advise you to think of it as more of a tonneau shape than a truly round watch. Here's your cuff shot, here's down the barrel, and then over the top. The strap. Let us talk about the strap. There's actually two of them. One is leather with blue and black leather. One is rubber, and you can see just how over-engineered everything is. There are metrics on the strap, so you can recall exactly where you had the buckle cranked down. And by the way, the buckle, a 4-figure replacement part if you had to buy it alone. Made of titanium, it's a double Ardillon pin. In blue and titanium, you can see it has a short and long multi-adjustment fine-tuning capability, and then it has a quick release mechanism that allow you to pop it off the strap without tools. You can also pop the entire strap off of the case without tools, simply by lifting the shutter lock on the back. So you get an accessory strap, you get a buckle that has long, short micro adjustment and quick release built right in, and the double pin really anchors it down securely. And then you can see that the underside of the rubber strap is evacuated to create a little bit more flexibility and also vent the wrist. This is a brand new factory JLC strap. You'll see no crimping, no gouging. And though a lot of people have some trouble fitting straps to this watch, the key thing is that you have to press these bars in. So the way this works is you grab the little bars, the retaining bars, you press them in, you slide it right into the slots, and you let it go. It's very simple. It's very easy to do. The strap and the lugs have mechanical detented ratcheting action for perfect fit and easy seating. You can also see that the underside of the case is cambered and curved to better fit a borderline wrist size. The crown, which you could see is actually sheathed in ceramic. This is a multifunction crown, polished, media blasted, and connected to a secondary column wheel that allows you to jump between different setting modes. So this is setting everything in sync. This is winding. Note the power reserve indicator that stretches across the top of the dial. It transitions from blue to white as you wind, and since I'm now in winding mode, you could see how that white will advance towards the 3 o'clock side of the dial as I wind it. I also have GMT mode, which allows me to set the local time independently of the stub secondary time hand. And because they're both in a 12-hour format, I can cover up that secondary hand if I don't need it and clean up the dial. There's a little 24-hour dial beneath it that allows you to see whether the secondary time zone is currently, that's hard to ignore, but it'll tell you whether the secondary time zone, the stub hand, is currently indicating day or night. We also have a chronograph, so running chronograph center seconds when you leave it on, vertical clutch. So if you like to have center seconds full time, you can leave it going full time with no additional wear and tear. That's the advantage of a vertical clutch. The vertical clutch also gives you seamless jump-free engagement. That's one advantage, one of several, over lateral clutches. So a lot of chronographs give you a running chronograph second hand, a 12-hour register, and like a 30-minute register. Well, this is a double-digit jumping digital 60-minute counter for chronograph, and then we have a 24-hour counter for the chronograph hours. Inside of that is a coaxial running constant seconds. Now you might wonder, since this crown is a push button and it doesn't actually withdraw, how do you activate hacking seconds? There's a hacking lever on the side. It stops the movement, and then you release it. So that's how that works. All of this is 100 meters water resistant, so very, very resilient. We're going to take a look at the loom, and you might be surprised to find that the power reserve up at the top, the white arc, is actually luminescent. So you can estimate the amount of power reserve or autonomy remaining even in the dark, because it is a fully luminescent scale on the energy side. The watch, yes, it does have a radial power indicator. If the watch has one shortcoming, it's that maybe there's a bit too much text for things that don't need to be explained. Chrono hours, minutes, power indicator. I don't think you need to advertise to the person who's already purchased the watch. But then again, sometimes people think more is more. The dial, despite being skeletonized, is very easy to read. And you can see that there's a lovely little blued bridge for that setting indicator right there. And there is a date. A lot of people think that this watch does not have a date. It does have a date. And to advance the date, you put it in GMT mode. You do that. And it will switch forward or backwards based on which way you're moving across the international date line. So lots to love right there. The winding is just fun with the radial power reserve. So you can see ruthenium coating on all of the dial and bridge elements. Now we're going to turn things over, and this is where it gets a little bit intense. So the rotor is unidirectional winding with ceramic bearings, which are unlubricated. Unidirectional and ceramic bearings means it is a more efficient winder than lubricated steel bearings with bidirectional winding. The mass for maximum winding efficiency is made of platinum, the densest metal that is conventionally used on rotor masses and then very infrequently. The movement right here, caliber 780, 70 joules, 569 parts. Vertical clutch, column wheel chronograph, and you can see the crisp column wheel right there. All of this is ruthenium coated. The column wheel feel is superb. Individual numbering, this is 110. And then you can see a full balance bridge with a free sprung balance, a rare combination on JLC movements for utmost shock resistance. And though you can't easily see it, the bridge has been made exceptionally thick, and the hairsprings effectively sandwiched on both sides, so that a little bit like ball spring lock, there's very little room for the hairspring to move around when the watch is subjected to shock. So that is a feature that's used to minimize the impact of shock on timing. It is a 4 Hz beat rate, 28,800 vibrations per hour. You can see this lovely satin finish across the surfaces. We do have polished screw heads. There are some attractive polished bezels visible, as well as in the jewel sinks. And all of this has been through the Master 1000 Hours control, a fully cased up 6-position test of chronometry, shock resistance, winding efficiency, power reserve, water resistance, and general durability. That is 41.6 days, that 1000-hour test, and it goes far beyond the COSC. There is a lot to love here, and it is easy to miss features. I feel like I always miss a few whenever I present this watch. Just the case by itself has 143 parts. If a watch that is simply grandly complicated could be described as a grand complication, this would certainly be deserving of the term. So this is an unbelievable watch that, if Richard Mille branded, would cost well north of $1 million, and in the $30,000 range pre-owned, you're getting a hell of a timepiece. That is, in my opinion, from a brand with a greater history and heritage than RM. There are some little marks right here. You can see there's a nick on the side of one of the lugs, so it's not so perfect you won't want to wear it. There are some scratches and swirls. This is a sports watch. This is not your platinum dress Vacheron. This thing is designed to get rough, and it's able to take it too. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.